Welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to a GBHL channel video. Back once again, your original gangsters, GBHL James.
And GBHL Jamie. And it's only a year late. Only a year late.
Oh my days. And a very special occasion as well because it's been a long time coming, but this is episode 150.
Oh, we made it! Hey,
we made it! It's only taken a year since the last one of these was filmed. I think the last one that I filmed I accidentally put on my channel.
Oh, Hot Gates, yeah. I think it is. So I was looking back through and I was like, when was the last one we did? And I was like, Hot Gates. I was like,
absolutely.
You've done it.
No better time for us to get back chatting to you guys out there in the Middle-earth strategy battle gaming community.
Yeah, so brand new edition of the rules. It's all just amazing times really for Middle-earth strategy battle game, which in itself is an achievement to break away from Lord of the Rings and Hobbit and just become Middle-earth strategy battle game.
It's what we've always dreamed of, right guys? We did it! Support your Hobbit hobby. And all these years later.
5 years ago we'd have helped. I like to think we helped inspire this to happen.
I would stake an awful lot on that. So it's a nice position to be in, and it's really nice to see that the community is, not just in the UK but across the world has just absolutely exploded. And without you guys getting involved with everything that we've been doing and other people in their communities have been doing, TOs across the country, people setting up YouTube channels and I'm pretty certain this wouldn't have happened.
No, and a huge kudos to all those channels who's really held the torch whilst we've been off living our lives.
I know. I mean, people have been really worried about us.
You get the messages just to be like, are you guys okay?
Are you guys okay? Are you going to be making content again? I know that I am definitely keen to make more content again, and a big part of that is because the Middle-earth team, Games Workshop, they've done something pretty unprecedented by sending out the new box sets and rules for YouTubers like yourself.
Sending out review copies is huge, and it's great to see GW really taking that leap into the modern tabletop gaming sphere.
Absolutely. Without it, I mean, I've been without my editing software for a long time now. If they hadn't sent that box, I don't think I would have got back round to it anytime soon. So big thumbs up there. We really appreciate it. Long may that continue, and it certainly seems to have built up the hype.
Yeah.
Certainly built up the hype, not just on this channel where Damien's video's got over 7k views already.
It's been amazing. Kudos to Damien for getting that done. I've not had the chance to sit down and watch it yet. I don't really find time to sit down for videos anymore.
No, I mean it's a really well put together video, I have to say.
Yeah.
Almost as good as my one. No, absolutely outstanding, and tons of channels, not just again in the UK YouTube scene, but around the world. So do go and check all those out. A big thank you as well because this is relatively short notice.
It was decided this morning, wasn't it, between us, and then we had put a post out, and we've got a good few.
Yeah, well, we've been talking again because we're super excited. We are running the Desolation of Stockport 2019.
It's happening. Back at the spiritual home of Middle-earth in the Northwest, the Element Games Gaming Centre.
Where it all began. And definitely our spiritual home. And, we're super excited, and are the lights about to go off?
No, they're on a sensor. At some point during this, we will plunge into darkness and you'll have to get up and walk around to set it off again. And we won't cut it out because we know these videos go largely unedited.
Absolutely, it'll be good fun. So we've already sold. I mean, I put a thing on that said, look, the first 50. You want to encourage people to get to, even though it's a long time away. We do understand that. There are reasons why we've had to do that, but we said that the first 50, you'll be entered into a draw and you win some great prizes.
Yeah.
So you can win all of the dice set, you get the templates, and you also get a copy of the Armies of Lord of the Rings, which is a great incentive to sort of get involved early. And already 25 of the 50 of those have gone.
It's amazing to see the support that far ahead of time. It truly is.
Absolutely, and we really appreciate it. We know that everybody, it's not easy for people to plan that far ahead, and we do have our reasons for doing it. And we're super stoked because it will be our first event where it's the Middle-earth SBG rules.
Well, I might be running one in October. Harry and I need to.
Oh yes, you are.
Do that for the Stockport in Flames Doubles events. We do intend to do that. We just need to sit down and do what we're doing and just talk about it.
It's happening. It's happening. Me and Harry have already spoken. He says it's happening in October. So that was the doubles event. I've already got Benjamin Bowles, my partner. He's coming in. I said, Minister from Rohan. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about that quite a lot in this video because, as expected, most of the questions about the new rules, the new armies. So I think
I'll start.
Yeah, let's get it started.
All the way down to the bottom. So from Johnny Wright, the owner, proprietor of, is that the right word? Proprietor of Rebel Base Gaming. So go check them out. I know he did a fantastic amount of pre-orders for the new system. So
Yeah, he did.
Support your hobby and support those local gaming stores that are supporting Middle Earth, because they're back in local gaming stores, which
Absolutely.
is another tick for Games Workshop for supporting your local game store.
It's absolutely huge, and it's one of the big. I mean, lots of people were asking, like, why is this not available at Artcon? I mean, that would have been great if the stars aligned for that. But one of the big reasons for that is this is going out to independent stores, and it can't really be available anywhere else before independent stores to encourage them.
It's a real juggling act, because you want to support local game stores, but then you also want to get it into the hands of fans as soon as possible. And at a big event where there's
They'd have made a fortune.
where there's 200 fans there ready and waiting to buy it, you can go do that, but then you sacrifice your good ties with the local gaming stores.
Absolutely. So big shout out to Johnny. I mean, he was at Artcon.
He was there, yeah.
He did a great job. He was chatting to all of our attendees, really getting involved, creating those relationships, and we were really pleased to have him there. Looking forward to, because his Rebel Base Gaming is in Macclesfield.
Congleton, yeah.
Yeah, down that kind of neck of the woods, and I know that he runs a few little events there, so definitely go check him out.
Alright, so his question: hello chaps, what do you think is the single rules change that will have the biggest impact on the game? For me, it has to be the fact that not everybody can heroic strike anymore. Suddenly your big heroes are safe from your goblin captains heroic striking.
Absolutely, and that opens up a whole different side of the game, which is, what is it that you predominantly want to, if you can, spend might for, and it's normally your heroic moves where you can, or if you're in a really great situation to do it there, and it is your heroic combats. I mean, those are still the most powerful.
Moves and combats, WS. Other than that, though, also on a par with that is the overall change to magic and how it impacts the game.
Yeah.
Being transfixed and still rolling 3 dice with your fight value and just not making strikes is very different to halving your fight value, halving your attacks, and getting walloped.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be huge. I mean, there's been a big conscious effort, I think. Middle Earth, strategy battle game, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. It's supposed to be a game that's about heroes and what heroes can do, and creating these glorious cinematic moments where heroes do amazing things.
Overcome the odds.
Absolutely, and that has been... I mean, it still can be the case, but those big heroes, a lot of the time, they're just getting shut down. We're going to see a lot less of that, so that's going to, I think, have the biggest impact on the meta.
Johnny also asks, what are your initial thoughts on the types of armies we will see on the top tables?
I think because of that, it's going to be all hero armies.
All hero are going to run rampant. I genuinely believe that to be the case, especially for good.
Yeah, I think good all hero armies, which is great, because that's what I've been getting practice with for the last when I have played strategy battle game. That's what I've been using. I mean, at the same time, I do think we're going to see a lot of pure armies with buffed up base troops, because it seems to be a big effort with some of the army bonuses to encourage you to
take the standard troop.
Take the standard.
No more Rose Elves.
No,
that's gone.
Shame.
So
yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to see
all hero,
or you're going to see lots of
pure thematic armies.
Pure thematic army with baseline troops that are buffed up, like Minas Tirith, for example.
Yeah,
that's going to be a good one.
And finally, which profile change are you most excited about using? Now, for me, it has to be the changes to Aragorn and just the viability of including him, his array of abilities, and the cheaper Andrew.
He is the mightiest hero.
Yeah,
and
he definitely fits the bill now.
Yeah, certainly as a man.
Yeah,
certainly as a man. I mean, I'm looking forward to him as well. It has to be Theoden. For me, between Theoden and Glorfindel. Glorfindel's pretty cool and can do some cool things, but I think Theoden as a Clark of the Riddermark, as a Rohirrim man, the fact that you bring him. I mean, that's so cool. Like we always used to talk about hierarchy heroes with Rohan and like Theoden.
He's down there, but now he's up there.
He's up there because I mean that +1 fight value. It's absolutely huge for your Royal Guard and your Riders and your Westfold Red Shield. I mean your Westfold Red Shields and Royal Guards in particular. Yeah. You add that with a pure army bonus, +1 strength, +1 fight on the charge.
Tasty.
Tasty with all them dice. Tasty. Cannot wait. Can't wait. So next up is Bradley Cobden. Big shout out to Bradley for being such a superstar at Ardacon, helping out. Even though he's not part of the team, we'll try and change that going forwards, I think. Hey guys, great to see you back. What armies do you think you will use or start now the new rules round?
For me, it'd be Gondor. I think their army list is quite enticing now, and some of their previous weaknesses have been shored up quite nicely with the army bonuses that they have. More so for the Warriors of Minas Tirith. I've got a bunch of them. They now have shield wall, a big juicy defense 7 line.
It gets rid of, you know, their number one weakness was the abundance of strength 4 that was out there, especially you know, easy access strength 4, like new people getting into the scene, lots of people having Isengard and like, or Morannons and all that kind of stuff. You know, lots of strength 4 down there, just eat through them. Like
just it was a dream if you were strength 4 and you were like, have you got defense 6 army? Yes.
Shield wall on Gondor is absolutely huge, and I'm looking forward to using my Minas Tirith as well. I've got a huge Minas Tirith army, which even before the news rules training changes, I was going to be sending off to our sponsors, channel sponsors, Kev from Shadow and Flame, to paint up. So I'm looking forward to using that, but I am looking forward to also using the armies that I love, such as Rohan again. I'm looking forward to putting together. Seeing how the Rivendell Knights doing the new thing, you know, using Elrond. You need Elrond to do that, and how that's going to work.
My Lothlorien list didn't survive.
They just picked on you in this.
Yeah, it feels like. What else?
You know that.
Legolas and Thranduil.
I know.
What was this?
But there's some really cool stuff out. I'm looking forward to seeing seeing how it all feels on the battlefield. Thanks for the question, Bradley.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Adam Pattenden. He says, hey OG Duo, what is the acceptable time period after the new rules are out where everybody should be playing by the new rules at tournaments immediately? There is literally no point to playing the old rules.
Yeah, I mean,
buy the book and then play the new rules. It's a new edition. I've been through many edition changes in various games throughout my time, and you just have to do it.
Of course you do.
There's no point.
I think that if you've organised a tournament that is in the next couple of weeks or even this weekend,
then
sure, because people don't have time to prepare. You know, because even things like your points values and stuff are going to go out the whack. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that that's probably about it if there's already something going on. But past that, I mean, people can play the old rules if they want to, you know. But when it comes to tournaments or playing properly, get on it straight away. Just
do it. Next up,
we got Cowland Barrett. The lads are back. After Gondor at War, which is going to be almost like a campaign book.
Yep.
Which is going to be coming soon. What do you think Middle-earth strategy battle gaming will turn to next, and what characters units would you like to see resculpted in Resin? So where do we think that they're going to go from a narrative point of view, storytelling?
You could be led down the path of let's do Lord of the Rings again with the new rules, new scenarios, or you could do something completely like left field and go back to Khazad-dûm, go back through those journey books. But honestly, no clue where they might end up.
No, I mean, I think it's a good point to say this was also a dream of, it's certainly a dream of mine. The idea that, because when army bonuses came out, I think an army bonus is great. It's a good idea, you know, to try and encourage people to take thematic forces. But if it's just faction based, it kind of limits you. You know, I think there's a question in there about, you know, what about putting Rohan with Fellowship and you know, for Helm's Deep, you know, in terms of the alliance matrix and the like. But I think if you then go and explore those areas and you create campaign books where there are more army bonuses for things that we saw,
like the thematic armies,
I think that that's really cool. So you might get a different, you know, you might get a different Rohan army bonus from what we see for Theoden, Riders of Theoden on Pelennor as you do at Helm's Deep.
Yeah,
you know,
where you're all on foot, or like Eomer meets the 3 hunters, like that. Those encounters that we know of, but would break an army bonus in this game.
Absolutely. So I'm really excited for that. In terms of the way that they go, you know, same as Jamie, got absolutely no idea. You know, it feels like it maybe makes sense to start with the start of the story, but they've not done that with this as a release with Battle of the Pelennor.
But I think Battle of Pelennor is probably because Minas Tirith, Rohan, Mordor, and the Easterlings have been out for so long that it was so evident that they'd fallen behind the power curve of the game.
Yeah,
that this was a nice way to bring them all up.
Yeah,
I also think I think a small part of it as well would be to sell all the Mûmaks. Because they bundled them up. Dan bought them all.
Yeah.
They are pushing them hard.
They are pushing them hard.
And they got some cool new rules.
They do. Well, they've got a whole own section in the rule book, which is really, really, really awesome. And also, I think from if you're trying to get something that's going to go out into local gaming stores, independent stores, and potentially even outside of that's going to sit on even a toy shop shelf, maybe, then you want something which is going to be iconic. And if you ask people what are the most iconic scenes from Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would say the Charge of the Rohirrim at the Pelennor, so even when you look at the artwork on the front, it could be a board game piece of artwork rather than anything else. So I think that's why they've gone for that. But maybe they'll go sort of timeline-wise, jump back to The Last Alliance, maybe. Who knows? So next up we've got Adam Lee.
Adam Lee, hey James and Jamie, great to see Speak Friendly Question back. Here's my question. With the new Middle-earth releases sparking a bit of life back into the hobby, do you think Warhammer TV will introduce painting tutorials for Middle-earth miniatures, and what would you like to see tutorials for? All the best, lads. Glad to see you back. Well, I have a sneaking suspicion, having dealt with other IPs in my current role, no, sadly not.
It's very tough, isn't it?
With anything to do with a license, you have to get permission from the license holder to put those videos out, and whilst those videos are like these quick 5-minute videos, they fire out every single day, or at least it did for a while. I'm not sure if they still do. I'm pretty sure they still do, probably.
Yeah.
It probably just doesn't fit into their rigorous filming schedule, so I think we'll see the things on Warhammer TV, on the scheduled games and talks with developers and all that, but I don't think we'll see painting videos.
Yeah.
That, and also it doesn't reach their large audiences, like 40k and Age of Sigmar are their two biggest audiences. We, for all intents and purposes, are still a specialist game for their market, and
although rumours are you guys have done amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm coming from my line as what I'd be doing at Steamforged. I just think like you can apply the techniques taught in all those videos to any model. The fact it's on a Rohirrim warrior isn't specific to that Rohirrim warrior. It can be used on all capes.
Yeah, absolutely. As with any big company, it's about resource management, and where is your main impact going to be? I mean, we could hold out a bit of hope. For example, the upcoming White Dwarf for September has got Middle-earth and stuff.
We might see like a small series of videos based on this set, because it makes sense to create videos that will push sales of this set or assist those who have bought it into like onboarding people onto the paint range. But I wouldn't expect to see it overnight.
However, what you might be able to, for a bit of a plug here for myself, is that filming is very hard these days, because I have Eleanor, who isn't such a little baby as she was maybe the last time I was doing that. She's huge. She's a proper little girl now. But getting together and filming things like battle reports is just nearly impossible. Like nearly impossible.
It feels like we all grew up.
It's
honestly
true.
Like
it's true,
and time is more of a premium than ever. It feels.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, can you imagine being able to take like a couple of days like we did before, where we just met up in the gaming centre and just film content for weeks on end?
No.
Just couldn't do it now. Just absolutely couldn't do it. But one thing that I might be able to do is sort of when Eleanor's taking a nap and I've got Eleanor, is that I might be able to go down, and if you go and check out my Dark Souls painting videos, I might be able to do something like that for the Lord of the Rings stuff, maybe. So I'll give it a go. So next up we have Johan Robert Gaudi's Wood Elf Warriors or Galadriel Warriors.
Galadriel Warriors all day long. The defense 6. Wood Elf Warriors increased in points.
Yeah, the bullying you did, man. The bully. Like, I've got a lot of love.
Yeah.
Rohan got love.
I got love. I got expletive done.
I mustn't have been a threat. That's what I'm seeing.
Wood Elves went up in points value and stayed the same largely. They get the Lorien special rule that they gain resistance to magic.
which is awesome.
Which is good. But with the new to the magic abilities, like resistant magic in the previous edition was amazing. Sorcerer's Blast stopping at the first model. I don't care that you've hurt two wood elves.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or if I can take Galadrim for 2 points more and get defense 6 with the exact same stats, I'll do that because I can still shield because it's a shield that gets me to defense 6. That's my wood elf spear. Galadrim, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty clear one there. From the Great Giblin. Next up we've got Juanes Kulemans.
He says, have the rules of the Great Beast of Gorgoroth been changed?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know them, but I believe from you they have.
Yes, they have changed. Well, the rules for War Beast generally have been massively fleshed out in the rules manual down there. And in terms of profile, I imagine, we've got it there. But yeah, War Beasts have changed kind of across the board. I'll let Jamie have a little look at that and I'll read the next one and see if he noticed any changes. So we've got Thomas Saxon. He said, I'm glad this is back. So it's nice to catch up with Jamie. It's always nice. It's one of the things that drew me back into Lord of the Rings strategy battle gaming. You're not the only one. It's also nice to hear that after such a long time. Do you think that all army bonuses are thematic and tactically sound for all armies, especially thinking of Rivendell? So we think they're all thematic. I think that theme has been considered for all of them, which is a really good kind of starting point. So it's looking and saying, okay, well, what is this army trying to achieve? So let's go back to
the Great Beast is completely different. Just read the book.
Oh, it's completely. Yeah, we're not going to turn it around and do that. Who knows? Maybe we could do a review at some point, depending on how often we get together. This is pretty unique as a time slot. But yeah, in terms of are they thematic and tactically sound for all armies? Of course, there are going to be some which are stronger than others.
Yeah, so some will inherently be stronger than others because their troops are less strong, so they need to be boosted through the army bonus.
Yeah, and it's not chess, so there are always going to be imbalances in there. But I do think that theme has been at the heart of most of them. So when you look through, he's talking specifically about Rivendell. What do we think about Rivendell's?
So Rivendell's is the one that was released back at the old Grand Tournaments. Throne of Skulls.
Yep,
the fun one. Where if your bowmen were within 6 inches of the leader and didn't move in the previous move phase, then they got to re-roll their to hit roll if they missed.
So they're normally hitting on threes. It's in a game where the scenarios are now we had a period with the Hobbit, didn't we, where
everything was smashed together, fight immediately.
Everything was really, really close together. Now things can be set apart.
Yeah.
That bow
shooting has its power back a little bit.
Yeah, for some, not all of the scenarios. And I do think that with sort of defense 6 and having strength 3 bows and being able to do that,
it's an interesting one because it requires your leader to be babysitting the bowman. So if you wanted to go fight somewhere else, you got to. The way the leaders work is that your best hero is your leader. Yeah. So in most instances, this would be Elrond or somebody of similar ilk, sat with your archers, and unless you're forcing them to come to you, you're leaving your leader with them. So it kind of enforces a play style of your whole and making them come to you,
or keeping your whole army together and just having a bow line and shooting. Because you don't want to be keeping your big heroes back with a bunch of bows.
No.
Because if the rest of your army is going up to fight, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You don't want to be separating off. So it is more about forcing your opponent to come to you in certain types of scenarios. But I think that, from a thematic point of view...
Being said, I'm just want to see if it applies to Rivendell Knights. Yes, it does. So it applies to Rivendell Knights, so yeah, it's pretty good.
Rivendell Knights, you have to take Elrond instead. Elrond in order to bring up to have 100% bows with Rivendell Knights, which I think is a really good change.
Yeah, and he will be your leader. So when he's riding around with your
you'd still do it. You'd still do it. Like
you still move and shoot and re-roll all your misses. I'll take that. Falls to hit with re-rolls.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So I think that it's more about sort of creating a gun line, and from a thematic timing point of view, it is like that bit where you see them shooting over the shoulder as the things. Yeah, which is obviously a very cool moment in the movie. So thanks for that, Thomas Saxon. Next up we've got Jonathan Tovey.
He says, does the army bonus for Easterling seem a little underwhelming to you? Should have they had shield wall or cavalry bonus?
Okay, so there are two parts to these, and I understand why people might say this, because I think when people see things with like +1 courage, it seems a bit underwhelming when you compare it to like +1 fight or +1 strength or even defense or anything. However, it's really good.
So let's discuss the special rule, and then we'll discuss things around it that the question is ignored. So the special rule itself gives you +1 courage when broken and lets you once per game reroll the game end die. Now, not all scenarios let you do that, so in some scenarios it's just +1 courage when broken, which is quite nice because you've just got +1 courage
as well, right?
Yeah, because it represents them at the Battle of Pelennor, hurrying that we won't give up. We're definitely going to die, but we're not going to give up.
Yeah, they fought to the end, right? That's,
but those games where you do get to re-roll the dice once per game could win you it. Like
it's huge.
Because we talked a little bit about this one before the recording, and if you are in a position where you want to win the game, where you are winning the game currently, and the game continues, you can like, nah, let's re-roll that. I'll have another chance at ending this game. Conversely, if you're in the losing position and you think you can continue, well, you should do it anyway because you've lost otherwise. It gives you a second chance.
Think about all of those games. For those of you that play lots and lots of games where you've been doing hold ground.
One more turn.
You're on hold ground. You've got all of your Easterlings there, and you get broken, and you're like, I need this game to end now because I'm low courage. So not only are you getting +1 courage, it's also a situation where the game continues. You're like, maybe it's not, because that's the difference between a win and a loss. That's a huge special rule. Like I think it's so good, so good.
So the other thing to consider is what the Easterlings gained outside of their special rule, and that's the fact that their phalanx got so much better. Used to fall down hugely because you would just get trapped in the middle and you'd have to really pick your fights.
If you didn't have priority, then you're in a lot of trouble.
Now you get to make way with 2 models, so you can fight phalanx and just be like, yeah, whatever, don't care, I'm trained to do this. I think that's a bigger bonus than the army bonus in my opinion. Like that applies in every single game and in every single fight that you get yourself into. You can move 2 away, which is potentially quite like mechanically busting if you start trapping people with moving up 2 out of the way. It's pretty good.
I think what we're gonna see quite a bit of, I'm sure you agree with me, is that when everybody is getting sort of little bits of information here and there and trying to suss out the new edition of the game because of the new armies and the new rules and the like, it'll be quite easy to see things in isolation under in the spectacles of the old game. So maybe if you looked at that, I mean, I still think in isolation it's really good, a really good army bonus. But then when you look at profiles, heroes, other things that have changed, that's when you get a greater kind of more rounded perspective of it all. Thanks for your question, though, Jonathan. So next up we've got Sebastian Bevelou.
He says, is it still worth playing Durin's folk because some of them are more points, or is it still a good starting army?
I must admit, I've not looked at
dwarves.
I've not looked at dwarves. So I'll tell you what, you have a look at those because you're a bit of a dwarf, and I will go on to the next question. Ross Tomlinson, nice to see you back. What do you guys think of an allied Gondor and Rohan force?
Seems good.
Yeah, it'll be good. Rohan are good. You still got to play them right, but Rohan are going to be good. And Gondor are going to be great. That shield wall absolutely completely gets rid of that weakness. It encourages you to bring your baseline troops. The Gondor army is going to look really cool. It's not just going to be full of elites. And to go up to defence 7 when there's so much strength 4 out there is just absolutely huge. You've said Boromir, Warriors of Minas Tirith, the new shield wall bonus, 12 on each flank.
Right, we can reverse back now. Rewind time.
Just quickly, Gondor and Rohan will be great. A really good alliance.
Yeah, very strong. So the troops are the exact same points.
Okay.
And they've actually got a little bit of a discount because their rangers, although they've increased 1 point base, all their bows are now 1 point. Rather than paying 3 points for their regular bow, they pay a point. So they've actually got cheaper in the grand scheme of things. The heroes have got more expensive, however, but I still think they're well worth it because they have their points increase comes with additional benefits. So I won't go into them because I don't want to spoil too much for those of you going through the book today, but yeah, they're still worthwhile.
Yeah, the heroes have got a bunch of bonuses. What's the special rule like?
Anyone with the Khazad-dûm or Moria keyword get to roll rerolls of 1. Get to reroll 1s to wound. So they're fainting and piercing striking. Don't complain.
No, it's pretty good. They're gonna kill stuff. Yeah, I think that they're gonna be pretty good. Kingdom of Khazad-dûm it's called now. Okay, so the next one is Leon Curie. He's got separate.
Yeah.
So I'll do the first one.
Yep.
He's put. Great to see you both together again. What will the new meta look like? We've already kind of covered that.
Yeah, I think hero heavy is what we're going to see. Hero heavy or high defense things to combat the heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I mean, Gondor's going to be pretty good.
And they've got good heroes, and they've got defense 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
Top 3 army bonuses. So Isengard is
Isengard's so good.
So good, 66%. So you break at 50, but you don't count as broken until.
And then there's more.
And then they got more, yeah, because that wasn't in the Throne of Skulls rule.
No.
The named heroes and the scout heroes and everything get woodland creature, which is just awesome.
That's so good.
So good.
I've got a big scout.
You got Isengard army.
I might do that.
My goblins. My goblins got +1 fight when they are fighting a trapped enemy.
No.
They fight 2. Give me something.
Yeah, I mean, that's not fantastic. The Mordor one is really good.
Mordor, yeah, that is amazing.
It's really good.
Difficult to bookkeep if you're in a very if it's Mordor v Mordor, if that still happens, then that's going to be difficult to bookkeep. But for those of you who don't have the book or haven't got it with you to hand, it is if you have more models than the opponent, you get +1 courage and reroll 1s in combat.
Yeah.
So you don't need to feint or stab.
No, it's very, very, very good. But again, I think it's going to be one of those that, because loads of them seem either really good or not.
Yeah.
It'll be when we actually start seeing tournaments being played. And
in isolation, it's very easy to go, this is better than this. But
Yeah.
then if you don't look at the full breadth of the heroes, what their new heroics are, what their new special rules are, then it's really difficult to say this is better than this.
no metas have been created yet for the new game. So, I mean, that's what we're waiting for, to be able to sort of say, well, actually, this really works.
Yeah.
Let's actually see what kind of comes out of it and is doing well, and what counters that well, and etc. He's got another one here. Which of the not comic heroic actions will you try and get into every army? Okay, so you've got Heroic Resolve, which is decent against magic.
Yeah.
But magic is generally
the
good.
instant one, the one that just sets you up with reroll 1 extra dice. But magic's not. I don't think magic's going to be such a big part of the game anymore. So I don't think that's something you need to include.
No. Heroic Challenge could be pretty good.
Challenge is pretty amazing for just if you have. I've not been through the profiles, but if there is a hero who's like defense 8 with a heroic challenge, then they can just tie down a big hero for a long time.
Absolutely. So heroic challenge is a good shout.
Heroic defense.
I guess mind you, I mean, it depends who's got heroic strike, but because it's now limited, that's.
Yeah, I still think heroic strike is going to be one of the ones that you want nearly all the time.
Yeah, I mean.
At least somebody with it.
It comes back to what we were saying before about what are the most important heroics, and heroic move is still.
Can they heroic move? Yes, then I'll take them.
Yeah, I mean, heroic move is it's the difference between winning or losing again. Heroic move. Yeah.
I'd probably try and include at least one with a march for scenario play.
Yeah, possibly. Well, that's good for Rohan.
Yeah. You don't need it as much, but for the armies I play, I'd still want to have at least one with the option to, jump forwards 9 inches, where I'm just running towards you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, how would you use heroic challenge? Do you have any cheese tricks?
Well, I just said I'll go through. I'll find a hero that's like defense 7 or 8, and I'd take them.
Yeah, just pin something down for ages.
Is that a hero without like a magical weapon who can't murder me? I'll have them.
Especially if there are a bunch of heroes that you have that are on the same heroic tier, so that you can choose, and also then it's not like, well, that has to be my leader who I pit up to tie down Sauron or whatever. Not really, probably tie him down for very long, but you know what I mean.
It's also one of those interesting ones where you can only challenge equal or above. Mm-hmm. So I assume, because I've not been through them all, that most people who have heroic challenge are quite high. It would seem odd to have like a plucky little hero who's like, I challenge you, Aragorn. Yeah. And then he dies.
Yeah, you're not going to be getting like a goblin captain or something to be able to do that, are you?
So it's going to be heroes who are quite big, and if your hero is reasonably survivable, then there's a good chance you stop them. Like, he won't kill their troops, but they won't kill your troops. So if your troops are better, then you'll do better to challenge. Is the
it
theory
discourages. Again, it's another thing that discourages having magic generals.
Yeah.
It discourages
just magic anyway.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of things in this
If you get into combat with a wizard, though, you're probably all right.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You're like, well, do you know what? I'm going to call a heroic challenge. His might is now he can't use it for his troops if he denies it, and if not, I've got a chance to kill, their leader, who's probably not going to be as good as my combat-y heroic challenging leader.
Yeah.
So that might be a good way of using that. We've got Quinn Duggan.
What a guy.
He's next.
He says, what are your top 3 weapons from the movies based on aesthetics? Quinn's are Hugrim, Orcrist and Thorin's Dwarven Sword.
What are yours?
I really like Keely's sword.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the
Did
one.
you win that?
Yeah, that's why.
Have you seen Damien and Jacob?
I have, yeah. I have.
The ultimate betrayal.
It's water under the bridge.
Absolutely. Keely's sword.
Keely's sword, Anduril, and Glamdring probably.
Yeah, cool.
Just the standard 2 and then the Dwarven sword because it is badass.
Yeah, I can understand that. Obviously, Herogrim for myself. Is it Guthwine? Aemon's sword. Obviously, I am.
Is it a Rohan sword?
Yeah. Is it a Rohan sword? But on the outside of that, I always remember being super impressed when I first saw the movies at the design for the elven blades.
Yeah.
Just seeing that, in the first scene, I looked at that and I was like, whoa, that is well cool. So I really like those designs. Next up, we've got George Harold.
He says, so glad that you're back. So excited to watch this on Sunday.
As long as nothing goes wrong.
Yeah. 2-part question. How prevalent and important do you think shaman, will be compared to the old edition? And do you expect Fury to always be channeled like it invariably was previously?
So let's first of all, for context, discuss its change. So Fury, it's separated slightly.
Yeah.
So before you would cast Fury and you'd pass all courage tests that you needed to make if you were within range of the shaman. And you would also get a special fate save of a 6+. And if you channeled it, that went down to a 5+. Nobody did that because 1 in 3 troops.
It's
absolute
value.
It's huge value. And what's happened now is that I guess the most important part of Fury is still there in the non-channeled side of it, which is the ability to pass all courage tests that you need to take.
Yeah.
Fury is still going to be around.
Yeah, I still think you'll see shamans with that ability because I don't think you'll challenge it. I think you'll see. I don't think you'll channel it. Sorry, because I think you'll just see them use that might for heroic moves.
Yeah, and also if you think about it, because of all the changes to magic and the like, you are probably going to see less ring wraiths.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal for countering shamans. So I think the shamans are probably just as relevant.
Yeah.
Whether you channel it or not.
I think you save it. You throw your 2 dice at it, and then if you roll 2 highest, it's effectively Fury on a 2+, but with no save.
Yeah.
Which I'll take.
Yeah, I think that's probably better. Probably better on that side of things. So thank you for that question, George. Next up, we've got Richard Turner. Hi guys, what is the biggest single improvement with the new rule set? And do you think anything has been missed? So the biggest single improvement.
You know what? I'm not sure what the biggest single improvement it would be. I like the lack of heroic strike. I've said that at the beginning of the video, and whilst I've changed my mind a little bit throughout this video, that still holds true. I think that is the single biggest improvement, is that you don't get gazumped by random goblin captain because he rolls 6 and you roll a 1.
Yeah, I think just across. I don't think there is a single improvement that I look at and think, wow, this is great. I think it's just because again you get drawn into things in isolation.
Yeah.
And I think that you just have to look at it as a whole. Like the book is tighter.
Yeah.
It's a lot tighter. Everything seems to be being considered on the whole and better written, based on.
You know what I will say? Keywords. Keywords are fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
well done,
is good.
design team, for that. That is my single biggest improvement. The fact that everything is keyworded now, and there is no ambiguity as to what this exactly is.
Yeah, and I think that's been a good change across the board for GBHL. And it's nice to see that there is then. I think Lord of the Rings kind of had keywords if you think about it, but they weren't used.
Yeah, like Rohan man.
Yeah.
It's like, it always in the old rule book, there was always things like Orcbane and Dwarfbane that were in the rules that they wanted to be used, and it was sort of like soft keywording. Whereas now they've done it, and it's fantastic.
The keywords. Have a little look at Goblin Marauders.
Yeah. You know what?
Well, as soon as you started saying that, I was thinking keywords in the old game. You know, that one really threw things up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my opinion. Lots of things have been tightened. In terms of things that have been missed, like we were going to change things. I think we're probably on the same page here, which is that when you're in a really good kind of competitive game of SBG, and you get two decent players playing a match scenario with decent armies, the games inevitably come down to one or two 50-50 rolls.
Yeah. Sorry, Wild Marauders have got a hilarious entry.
Okay.
Okay. So they are. Don't you have? Wait, they are Goblin, Warg, Moria, Cavalry, Warrior. So they've got 5 keywords.
Mm-hmm.
They got their unit entry for the infantry, which is a Goblin, Moria, Infantry, Warrior, and the Warg, which is a Warg, Infantry, Warrior. A Warg Marauder is an interesting cavalry model in that it has 3 Goblin Warriors riding on a single Warg. This model is treated the exact same as any other cavalry model, with the following exceptions. Whilst the Goblin with a shield is still alive, mounted upon the Warg, all the parts of the cavalry gain +1 to their defence, which means you have a defence 5 Warg. The Warg Marauder only counts as one model towards an army's bow limit, and then they are the same pretty much after that. Whilst the Goblins remain mounted on the Warg, the entire model gains the Terror Special rule and add a bonus of +1 to its Courage, making it Courage 3 again. Additionally, in combat, a Warg Marauder may make an additional attack for each Goblin after the first, and they are effectively still 3 attacks. I'm 4 on the charge because it's...
These are great changes. That was a pretty weirdly broken model before.
Yeah. It's still, I think it's still a very confusing model, and I'm sure Adam and Jay did not enjoy having to unpick that mess that was made for them.
No, but that, it looks like they've given it a good go.
Yeah,
looks like they've given it a good go.
Very difficult to track.
Yeah, difficult to track. Although there have been obviously the changes with wargs and breakpoints and all that kind of stuff, and models as a whole, and dead parts.
I just mean the fact that like, when one of the model itself is a single piece by a little bit, and you have to track when models have died off of it to keep its stats relevant. And if you've got a couple of them, then it's even more confusing. Too much for me. I'm not going to use them.
So yeah, there we go.
No, we missed a bit.
Yeah. Do you think anything from this? I was just saying.
So started the heroic moves discussion. So my biggest thing with the game is that the heroic moves I feel could have been improved, and I think it's fair to give criticism where I think criticism is due, and that I think heroic move offs or any sort of competing heroic off is still just a 50-50, and I think there are so many more things that could have been done to give that a more tactical element that takes away just the... Especially
because they've created design space which
could enable that.
Yeah.
I mean, from game development, they're obviously not worried about putting new rules in because there are so many new rules.
Yep.
That this one could have been one of those ways to fix what, in my opinion, and I'm probably not alone, but I'm probably not the majority in this, is one of the most jarring things when you're at a tournament and you're, dice being average against somebody of an equal skill, but they just keep winning those random 50-50s, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. Mm-hmm. Whereas a solution I would have liked is with our structured heroes of like Legend, of Valor, of whatever, I can't remember the rest. You could have had, like, rather than a 50-50, you could have had an opposed dice roll off, which for all intents and purposes is a 50-50. However, depending on the hero that's calling it, you could have had a bonus. Let's say a hero of Legend could have had a +2 to that.
Or even if it's just plus 1 difference per tier difference between the two.
Yeah,
so let's say you got hero of Legend, then it's hero of Valor, then Fortitude.
Yeah.
So if it was a hero of Legend versus a hero of Valor, then the hero of Legend would get +1 to that in whichever direction.
And then you reroll ties, or the greater your hero breaks ties.
Yeah.
But I just think that would have been a more interesting way, because that would have really enforced you to use your big heroes to direct the flow of battle, and you could have then had some really interesting, like, somebody tactically astute could have maybe pushed themselves up, or could have had a special rule that would have let them give themselves an additional +1.
Do you know what it does as well? I think, like, from a themey point of view, is it creates a kind of impression of a mechanic in the game of effectively giving like a command skill or general because what you're taking into account is that this hero legend is tactically more astute and has a better command. So when it comes to those key moments, he's more likely to get his orders off.
Yeah,
you know,
and he's got a commanding voice or something.
Yeah, I think
whereas
that's really cool.
Currently, you know, Aragorn still gets to call his heroic move, but the Goblin Captain also gets to call his heroic move. The Goblin Captain rolls a 1 and he wins it.
Yeah.
When, in my opinion and my envisage of the world, if Aragorn gave a command to his troops, they'd do it without hesitation and be like, yeah, obviously you've got the right call. Whereas the Goblins would be like, I'm going to stab you in the back. No, I'm captain.
Yeah.
It's always that kind of comparison that's going to be used, but
what it also does is it means that your heroic moves, I mean, you could use it in the other 50-50 situations as well with heroes. So when you do have 2 heroes in combat and there is like a heroic strike matching fight value or whatever, I mean, you could go down that route, I mean,
there are lots of things that could have been done. It's my one. In a whole heap of changes, it's my one gripe, which I think is really good for the game as a whole. The fact that there is only one gripe, and that is just the random nature of I want to do something, you want to do something. Let's just flip a coin, and whoever gets to get it right does it.
Yeah. So those would be the things that we think have been missed, or maybe an opportunity there. Yeah. So next up we've got Scott Coley. Glad to see you guys back in action. What, in your opinion, is the best rules change? We've already covered that. Have these army bonuses inspired you to start any new armies?
Not new armies. Like
you said, maybe Gondor.
I've got a Gondor army. I would maybe add a few bits to it, but I wouldn't start a brand new army.
No, I'm very.
That's because I've been around for 14 or so years. I've got most of the things I want.
Yeah, not starting a new army as in buying more is quite unlikely.
I might start playing a new army because my Lothlorien.
I might build a new army that I already own in a drawer and paint it, you know, years and years worth. My current painting rate, I probably get about 2-3 models done a year. Do these armies discourage people from playing armies in a different manner implied by the bonus, i.e. Elite Mordor or Foot Rohan?
Yeah. I think they do.
Well, it's a trade-off, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the developers want you to play the army as it is played in, or as it is shown in books and films. Like, Rohan should be the cavalry masters.
Yes, they should.
Gondor should be these stalwart veterans of a fight, so they have this big shield wall that is impenetrable.
But at the same time, they're not limiting you from...
You don't have to play it that way.
Because you might actually look at it and say, well, actually, even though I get an army the army bonus applies to this by doing this, that actually it's still better. If I take my Guards of the Founding Court, for example, you know, you might decide...
Or you might go, you know what, this is just an Amber alliance, I'll take them anyway because it's better for the army.
Yeah, it's better for the army.
Competitively,
exactly. So that's going to be really interesting to see as well. How amazing has the community been with the previews and information? Cheers from Canada. Yeah, it's been really cool.
It's been good.
Charlie Francis.
Do you think the army special rules are powerful enough to make players abandon the competitive combos of the likes of Moria and Angmar, etc.? P.S. Great to have you guys back. As I literally just said.
All the questions like perfect segues to the next question.
If the in-game effect is better than your army bonus, then yes, you should still do it competitively. Is the ultimate point there.
And again, the most interesting thing is going to be to see like what emerges, because I think that it's going to be in people's natural instincts, because it's in the rules now to go for army bonuses.
Oh, if I take this alliance, I don't get my bonus.
I think it'll be the first person to work out the thing which is outside of that.
Which sits as the broken combination. Because in a game with over like 100 and whatever, maybe 200 profiles, there's bound to be something the developers and playtesters have missed.
So next up we've got Dan Huckvale.
He's in the book.
He is.
He's in the book on one of the pages. Hi Dan. Great to see you two back at it. How do you feel the new edition is going to affect your involvement in the tournament scene? Is it going to bring you back to more events? So event attendance for me is become really tough. Well, not tough, but for those who have not followed my Facebook feed over the past year, I now have a lovely lady friend, and weekends. I never realised how difficult it was to get a weekend away. Never realised just how much like grovelling and I cleaned the house.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, exactly. I never
I
understood.
really hope Jane isn't watching this, but like, she didn't even know I went to X-Wing Nationals.
We're 40, 50 minutes in. If they've watched, they've not made
any of
it
you
far.
grassly, I'd just like to point out, I didn't lie. I just didn't fully divulge exactly what I was up to that weekend.
So for myself, like, I've started playing a lot of Shadespire, and I've started Warhammer Underworlds, and I've started playing a lot of Age of Sigmar Champions, both of which are one-day tournament scenes, which are really easy to get to. And yourself with X-Wing tends to be a one-day event.
That's why I'm playing that game, because I can have Eleanor and I can play even 2 or 3 games before, like, I feel dead, like a bad parent. but also, like I say, it's like a one-day thing.
It's easy to fit into.
You now understand why I used to not be bothered about getting up at 4 in the morning and driving to East Grinstead.
Yeah.
Having like a massive 24-hour period.
I've got to do it in one day.
I've got to do it in one day. Like, I used to love that because it's much easier than getting like a few days in a row.
But I would like to attend more events. For me, when the GBHL very first started, I was all about winning that league. And I think as a player, I have my competitive outlets in very competitive games that are designed for being competitive. Lord of the Rings for me has a special place in my heart, and I think I'll play it narratively with the guys that are local to me. I would like to make it to events, but if I went, I don't think I'd be competing as hard as I used to. I'd still like to win games, but I don't think I'd sit there and obsess for hours upon end. I'd be like, this is the list I want to take. What's a good list? That'll do.
We're going to try and make it.
What if I got painted?
Yeah. Although it's easy to, when you've got
Same.
that in you to flip-flop between us, because both of us have been in those points where we've been like, right, we're going to give this a really good go, and then you get to that kind of place where you're like, well, I'm not actually that bothered. You do other things, and then after a while you're like, I'm tired of being curb stomped.
Yeah.
I'm better than this, let's do this.
I'm sure it'll happen, and I'll probably have a good, one of my favourite things growing up was list building, and just looking for those weird interactions between rules, and which I've got a whole new book to do that with now.
Absolutely.
So in short, yes, I hope to attend more events, but I probably won't be able to make it down to the southern ones, and I can fully appreciate why people don't make it up to the northern ones now.
Yeah, I'm the sort of I'm not going to tournaments because
of disinterest of the game or anything.
No, it's just life it makes it very hard, and I've got to be pretty selective about what I go to now. And as much as I'd love to support all those amazing tournament organisers and tournaments out there, there are new ones that are coming up all the time. I spend my brownie points just running the events that I run. I mean, Jane lost me for Ardacon month. That is not good. It's not good because I get asked questions like, is it worth it? Is it worth it, guys? What do you think? Is it worth it? So it's very, 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 very hard. But I would like to. I'd like to.
For me, I think the ones that I would get sort of the thumbs up and the green light to go to are the Games Workshop official events. More so than the independent events, because Emma's been to Warhammer World, she loved it there.
You take her up to Sterling?
I'd love to go to Sterling.
Shout, because at least it's a bit touristy. It's not. I'd love to take Jane up to Sterling, and I think that's the one that I'm going to go to at the back end of the year. Yeah. That's been my first venture into this. We'll see. Next up, we've got Stephen Bonner.
Who's literally just shared everything.
Yeah, cheers, mate. We're back at that point now where I've got 19 notifications and 18 of them will be from you. None of them will be to my business or whatever, anything like that. And our first army list question?
Yeah. How do you feel the Allied Matrix will affect your army building going forward, and is it better or worse for you personally? I'll have to take a look at the Lothlorien allies that are there and make a judgment call.
Yeah, there's a limited one in the rule book. It's pretty limited, but we've got the army book there, so we could probably have a quick look at the actual matrices. Is that how you say it? No idea. He's put Mordor, split list, good or bad? I don't know what you mean. Split list.
It's too much to go through, it's 2 pages.
Oh wow, yeah, there's
I hope you're not colourblind.
That's a good point, actually. Green, lots of green and red.
There's lots of green, lots of red, and lots of orange. So orange and red are typically bad for colourblind.
Let's look at the important one. Rohan and Fellowship. That's what everyone wants to know.
Oh god. Symbol language.
Horse.
Horse is Rohan.
Horse.
And Fellowship is Gandalf's symbol. Fellowship and Rohan are yellow.
Boo!
Lothlorien.
Disagree. What a terrible game.
Lothlorien is the leaf. Lothlorien and the Fellowship is a green. Lothlorien and this symbol. Rivendell is a green.
Broken.
Lothlorien and Rohan are a green. Apparently. That's your
me and you doubles.
Yeah.
Ben, bye Ben. Oh no, it's your event. Come doing.
Lothlorien and Rohan. When do they fight together? Is that because we?
Obviously. He's put rate my list. Rivendell, Elrond, armor horse, 15 knights, shields, he's got 100% bows, Lindir, armor horse, and then Fellowship Gandalf.
I'm pretty sure that'd be green, right? Because they go there.
Just have a look.
Where
it is. It's good.
Rivendell is what symbol?
Oh, I'm not sure. If it is, then it's really good.
Yeah, they are green. Of course they're green. Yeah. So it's good.
That's really good. And might be something that I maybe try. It's not going a lot. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, Marek Viha. Do the new rules keep standard Mordor orcs obsolete in comparison to Moran and Cousins?
Let's have a look, see if the points change. Moran orc. And where's the Mordor?
So we're going to have a little check for you now. As he's doing that, being the greatest new addition seems to be, is there any big issue that was omitted or anything that made you disappointed in the new rulebook? Cheers. I think we've covered that with the...
it's the right moves, yeah, my only negative.
The potential to affect with some form of resource or tier or whatever else, 50-50 rolls in the game.
So, when we discussed the Mordor and Barad-dûr, I was right, they split them up.
Yep, that's right.
Mordor orcs are Barad-dûr, Morannon is Mordor.
Ah, okay.
So
there's no Mordor orcs
so that you can't have your front line and Morannons, you back the rank of Mordor orcs. So,
wow.
yes, they are, obviously you can ally them together. Probably.
Oh, it's actually, and that's now that comes back to there, Stephen Bonner, Mordor split list, good or bad. Splitting Barad-dûr and Mordor.
So Mordor now has access to Mordor Stalker, Morannon orc, Black God of Barad-dûr, Mordor Orakai. And yeah, they're its troop choices. Undecided how I feel about it. What's the ally matrix? I don't really. So I need to digest this book properly before I can start giving everything.
That's my book. No, it's your book.
No, it's my book.
That's your book.
Mordor and what's Barad-dûr is Sauron's face. Sauron's face and Barad-dûr. They are a broken alliance, so you can't mix them. Well, you can, but you'll get a negative.
Yeah, I think it's to do with timelines, isn't it? Because you've got a lot of that with like LDO and all that kind of thing. Owen Wright, how many Rohirrim does it take to change an evil overlord's light bulb? Asking for a friend. 27, I believe, was my theory. A long time ago. Angela Moffat. Hello, Angela.
Hello. Who are you again? Stephen Bomber has replied. James, the shaven beard.
Hello.
Or the 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, I do need a shave.
And Jamie,
James already not kissing me.
And Jamie, pretty green eyes, trademark.
Is that Facebook group?
That Facebook group got removed. I don't know who did it.
Reported it?
No, we not reported it. Whoever was the admin for it just took it down.
Well, that was amazing.
I know, it's a good group. Some funny photos in
some
there.
great pictures. Yeah. You looking up, climbing up the wall. I think that's
that was the best. Nick Baton and his meme-a-thon.
Who set it up? Do you know?
No,
you don't know who set it up.
At SteamCon UK, when I gathered all the pundits together for our pundit party, I made an announcement asking which one of them did it. Nobody owned up.
Did you have anybody who you think?
I have no idea.
It was a great group. It's a shame that it's gone. Next up we got Dennis van den Hove. Hello.
Hello. Oh, we missed someone. We missed Pascal.
Oh, sorry, Pascal Wibb, the 4th best player in the world. I believe he came 4th. Do you come 4th, Pascal?
Which armies profited and suffered the most from the new rules, in your opinion? Lothlorien.
I suffered.
I suffered the most.
Well,
when will the suffering end for Wood Elf warriors?
Well, not having Legolas and Thranduil was a big deal.
Having Legolas, Thranduil, or no, they must have Haldir.
They do have Haldir.
Yeah, losing Legolas and Thranduil with Wood Elf warriors is my heart is broken. Like, rip.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Similarly, Guardian warriors benefited hugely because they're defense 6.
Yeah, I think that the actual army composition is going to change massively there.
Yeah.
But remember, I mean, one of the things that made that list really, really good was the access to cheap heroes. Legolas was important in that list and all sorts. So it'd be interesting to see. In terms of benefited, I do think Rohan are doing really well out of it.
Rohan, I think
They're doing really well out of it.
if there was one that was like the outlier, it was Rohan.
Come
Did
on.
anyone get fight 6?
Sorry?
Did anyone get fight 6?
No.
Good.
But he does have access to Horror Strike. And he's beefy AMR.
Yeah. He's a mix, isn't he?
He's a mix. Yeah, he's got some. There's some other special rules in there. I mean, they do make you like, well, do you take him or not? But I think you probably do because the three in all the right places hero that he is. But yeah, Rohan, Gondor.
Gondor done well.
Gondor have done well out of it. I still think that Mordor bonus is.
Yeah, the actual Mordor with Moran and
Isengard.
Isengard are good. Yeah.
Isengard are good. A lot. I'm really looking forward to seeing it all going into the melting point. So Dennis van der Hove, hey guys, good to have you back. I'd like to hear what viable, powerful combinations of allies historic or otherwise you can see appearing in a new meta.
Rohan Gondor. Rivendell Lothlorien. Calling it now.
Rivendell Fellowship.
Yeah, Rivendell Fellowship. All mounted.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ooh, maybe Sterling. Probably all hero, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, like, Last Alliance hero. That's good.
Well, you look at, well, Fellowship and Rivendell hero.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Like, you
look at all hero now.
Pick your poison.
Yeah.
Like, and then deal Isildur, amazing.
Yeah.
And then the Last Alliance heroes of that age, amazing.
Yeah.
Like, between them and like a few captains or even just a few troops, it's just good.
So good.
Last Alliance ally is pretty strong.
Next up we've got Roland van der Loo.
He says, what do you think of Sons of Ale getting only one attack when not near Eorl the Young? For the people who do not own Eorl the Young, this will be a huge change.
Yeah, although it'd be cool to see if you're going to have a new model of Eorl the Young would be good. Cause painting that model on the face is really hard.
I think that's fair given the boost Rohan have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if they were 2 attacks and they still got... would they get the benefits?
No, because the benefit comes... they would get a +1 strength, because the +1 strength is an army-wide bonus, but I think the army-wide bonus only applies to...
Is it Riders and Royal Guards only?
I think it actually sort of specifies... Or maybe it doesn't, I don't know.
Don't know what. All the locations have changed.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't. I think it's fair though, and again, I'm pretty sure that there's something in there.
Friendly Rohan have a Callow gain +1 strength in a turn which they charge, and for Theoden.
So a lot of the Theoden, the stuff that interacts with Theoden comes under. So they don't get a +1 fight value, which is huge, because that comes with. Under Riders and under Royal Guard, I believe.
And the actual profile.
I think if you're...
if this model's within 12 inches of Theoden, if this model's within 12 inches of Theoden, and then the Riders and the Sons of Ale get the Riders available. Yeah, but still, spend 5 on the charge.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And if you check out Eorl the Young's profile, I believe... Is he there? No. Where is he?
Be right at the back, won't he? Because he's heading away. Forgotten uncle.
So he's gone up massively in points, which is probably about right.
3, 2, 2.
And if you look at the beginning, any other name, if your force contains Elder Young and any other named hero models, then the army bonus, it'll automatically lose its army bonus. So that, I kind of like stuff like that, which is...
And every alliance becomes an impossible ally.
Yeah.
One exception would be Minas Tirith, as long as Minas Tirith includes no named heroes.
Yeah, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair change.
It is a fair change.
Next up, Cameron Bell.
Favourite team at Ardacon? Wanderers in the Wild. We have completed Ardacon bingo, first, second, third.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
What, fourth next time?
No, first again.
Are you going to be back next year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a good showing considering it was depleted.
There's only 5 of us.
Ardacon was awesome. Good to see you popping in and saying hello as well. In terms of favourite team, I think he's hinted there. I can't tell whether that's because it's dead small in New Zealand or an Australian flag.
Yeah, it looks tiny.
It's pretty tiny. But yeah, it was good to see everybody represented. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? That there you've got things like you've got 5 Americans, 7 Canadians, 9 Germans, 23, maybe 22, 23 guys from the Netherlands.
Yeah,
9,
it's amazing.
It's just like 3 from Australia. It just blows your mind. It was really incredible. This person's familiar.
Oh yeah, Emma.
Will she be watching this?
No.
Oh, good.
Should have got bored about 50 minutes ago.
Where are we up to? An hour! Wow, we're doing alright, and we've got...
They're coming in.
They're coming in.
She says, those faces from the picture of the comment.
Absolutely, we looked happy in that. I'll have to try and find a similar screenshot from this one. Ian Spiller?
There's some good left in this world. What's one army project each of you hope to take on in this new era?
Same as before.
Yeah, I don't like Gondor. I might just touch up a few little bits and get the heroes I need.
I'm going to redo a bunch of my Rohan, to be honest. That's going to be good. Tim Garlick, aside from the 4 new hero profiles we're expecting to see, Hurin, Ingold, Guritz and Gothmog's Enforcer, what additional new hero profiles would you like to see and what special rules could they bring to the game? New heroes. Well, again, as Mr. Rohan, I guess like a Deerwine or an Elf Helm, or even like a Dernhelm profile for Eowyn. Maybe with a weird special rule about revealing. You pick a rider of Rohan that's going to represent this.
Orphan for another cheap hero.
For Lothlorien.
For Lothlorien, give me access to cheap heroes again, please. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah.
So is like Legolas.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I like, if I was going to make Rohan totally broken, I'd like a hero that accounted as a banner. 6 inches each side. I'd love that'd be amazing. With all the +1 strength, +1 fire. I would wreck face. Oh yeah, that'd be really cool. But I don't imagine seeing that. That may be something which buffed throwing spears to make them even better. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be quite a cool thing. 3 heroic combats would be great for Rohan. That'd be really cool. So those kind of things. Next up, we've got Evan Woodruff.
Hello. He says, "Hey gents. Firstly, it's wonderful to finally have you two back in action. I hope we see even more of you. With the new rules differing quite substantially in terms of special rules, ally matrix and special strikes, what advice could you give to current players to familiarise themselves with these new updates? Secondly, what have you seen as the largest update thus far to the game? The best way to learn is to play it, or if you've got one of those brains, just read it and digest it all."
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to be said for. I think that people who've been involved in playtesting are going to have a big advantage in the early days because I do think that this is going to be a game that needs to be played to work out what... It's the same game, which is great. It is the same game, but there's
so many more layers in it now.
Yeah.
There's so many more rules to remember.
It's the fact that every profile has changed across the board is huge.
So the one thing that that doesn't worry me, because it is an attractive game, but there is so many special rules now and so many interactions that for a new player coming in, we had it a lot as before in question. People were confused about special strikes for a long time.
Oh yeah, they were.
There's now so much going on that someone like Jake Lair, who is competitive and knows the rules inside out because he's written them, will go into every single tournament for about a year with a straight up advantage.
Yeah, true.
Because he knows exactly, you'd hope, what all the special abilities all the heroes have, so he just has a better knowledge than everybody.
Yeah.
Similarly, playtesters will have this similar knowledge gap that the community won't have yet. And I think it'll take a while before everybody catches up, and I think you'll get a lot of questions at tournaments and events being like, what heroics can they do? You forget because it's a turn later, you're like, what heroics can they do? Can he special strike still? Okay.
I mean, one thing that I am a big fan of is that I know that we're getting armies of the Hobbit coming next, but the fact that all of the armies are in one and all the profiles are in one book, that is absolutely huge. Because you're not going to have, because then everybody
which source book is he in?
Which source book and well, you know, I've got no way of checking what, you know, I've got heroic strike.
Sure.
Have you?
I'll take your word for it.
I'll take your word for it. So yeah, maybe. Let's move on to the next one. Thanks for that, Evan. We've got Tim, Stephen, Marcus Croft. Oh, Tim Croft. He's put, hey James and Jamie, good to see the original double app back. Redos 2019 will our Redos.
Right. Yeah. Social Stockport 2019.
Will karaoke be returning a la DOS 2017? I think we're going to trouble for James Long doing that. So
yeah, the neighbours complained to Elements and we got told off.
Yeah, we got told off, so maybe not. Looking forward to returning to DOS after a hiatus. SBG Stone Giant build. Cheers, Tim. Yeah, so Tim's bought tickets for Destination Stockport.
Fantastic.
Which is great news. We look forward to having you there. Next up, we've got Jez Hunt.
Says, what a belter. Welcome back. So, questions. Do Balrogs have wings? No, it's smoke. No, it's wings. They can fly. It says in the early texts. What is Tom Bombadil? A spirit, a Maya, a fallen god?
Balrog. Cheaper.
Amazing. Can't fly. Doesn't have wings.
Can't fly.
Confirmed.
Can't fly.
It's in the texts.
Still moves 6 inches.
That annoying question about the Eagles and just flying the ring to Mordor. Eagles are jerks. They wouldn't do it. There was still a possibility. They weren't the last chance. That's what I think.
Balrog can call a heroic combat each turn for free.
We're nearing the end.
That's pretty good. What was his other one? Tom Bombadil.
What is Tom Bombadil? He's a spirit. And finally, why didn't the Eagles just carry them to Mordor? Because Eagles are jerks. Yeah. They weren't the last possible thing that could save the day, so they wouldn't do it.
I've seen a better answer for that.
Yeah, it's the whole fact that they are the arm of the gods in the world, and the fact that they can't intervene too much.
I've seen other answers, even more logical answers, which probably isn't best to go on to. Yeah. It's 9:30 after both of us worked all day.
Henry, there's always one Henry Wanatawa with.
You used to be dead good with the names. Yeah, I was terrible. I was like that substitute teacher at school who'd get everything wrong. He's put, how do you foresee the changes to legendary heroes and multiple mini-hero span changing the competitive meta? Do you, similar to Damien, predict a decrease in overall might point quantity?
I think you'll go one of two ways. I think you'll either go super hero heavy and still have plenty of might because you've got loads of big heroes on the table at the higher points, or you'll go cheap hero spam, so you'll just flood the board with might. It's always been that two opposing ways. But yes, overall I think you'll see bigger heroes.
I think we'll see bigger heroes.
And less might on battlefield.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So that balance, because normally you go, I don't know about yourself, but you look at it and go 500 points. I'm probably going to need a minimum of this amount of might because I'm going to be coming up against these armies, which are probably going to be these 3.
I need at least 9 might.
9 might is a good.
There's always a good base.
You got less than that.
If you got those armies, are you like, how much might you got? 15. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god. You're going to win the end game.
Absolutely.
Better kill those heroes.
But then at the same time, are you bringing enough things which you're going to you're forced them to have to chomp through that might quickly and all that kind of stuff. Where do we see the Rohan throwing weapon gimmick in this edition?
What's the gimmick? It's the fact that when you charge in, you don't.
Yeah, when you charge, it doesn't.
Just one.
That's right. You stay. Yeah,
you stay at your base.
You stay at your base.
I wouldn't say that's a gimmick.
I think it makes them more. It's one of those again that you look at it and go, right, okay, well, I've filled out these warbands, or I've got everything that I need or want in this army, I've got this number of points left, I'm going to get some throwing spears on them, and maybe they'll actually do something.
Yeah.
Whether you build a whole army based on throwing spears or not?
I tried it with the infantry. It worked to a point.
Yeah.
I had to sacrifice lives to do it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. Is it true that taking a Helm's Deep themed force would be stripped of their army bonuses if the Fellowship that Aragorn and Legolas Gimli had only allies of convenience with Rohan?
Yes.
For the time being, yes. But do remember that that could be a clue maybe of something that we'll see going forward. So if they're doing Gondor at War, I nearly said Gondor in Flames. If they're doing Gondor at War now, maybe we will see Helm's Deep as being another
narrative
burning of the
campaign,
Westfold, or whatever it might be, defence of Rohan, whatever it might be called. Okay, so we've got
Stephen Bonner asked a couple of things.
They were after 8:30. We'll do it.
We'll do it anyway.
Go on.
Why do you think they gave Shield Wall to Easterling and Gondor Cav when they can't gain an advantage route while mounted? Because when you dismount, you gain that benefit.
Yes.
That'd be my thing of it.
Yes, they're not as weak once they lose the horse.
Yeah, if they lose the
Because
horse,
they're still
just join the Shield Wall.
Because they're still wearing the same armour and that, aren't they? They just become the troop on foot, so they shouldn't necessarily be defence 5, which kind of makes sense.
And then Silvaltner Birchakai says some of the armies were not used much. Also some of the hero and warriors. Do you think the new rules and changes in profiles will change that? For instance, Dunlendings or Aragorn, can you see them to be used again? Thank you for your support for the SBG. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Well, Aragorn Strider we did see a lot of.
I think we'll see more of him.
I think we'll see more of him.
As for Dunlendings, I still don't think we'll see him.
No.
More because of the availability than anything else.
Seems to have a memory of. That's a scenario. I seem to have a memory of seeing something done. Maybe it was the Dunlending Heroes which had improved massively. Let's have a little look. So one Dunlending Warrior.
No, he's not any better.
No.
Dunlend, that's a little bit
No. And then if we go to here, Dunlending Chieftain.
Oh, he's lost a will point and a courage.
What's the point? Courage. Depends on the other heroes whether that's any. He's got Heroic March, which could be useful if it's one of the only ways of getting it in. But it's not. Scouts have got it.
Where's Thryden? And then Woodland Creatures.
Oh, Thryden's much better. I seem to remember. He's got Heroic Strike, Heroic Strength, which is
Mighty
good.
Blow. No, he's the same.
Is he the same?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. No.
No, Dunland's still in the.
Wow.
Same
friend in question.
Same army as Isengard, which is probably their biggest weakness.
Yeah.
They're compared to your troop choices, really good, solid middle ground Urukai, or slightly weaker than for similar points.
Yeah, they could almost benefit with
their own army bonus.
Their own army bonus from the bonus like you get with Sons of Ale.
Yeah.
Sons of Ale LDM thing. If you did the same there, where you said if this army contains
only Dunland keyword.
Yeah, exactly. Dunland keyword. Then all of them get +1 fight when fighting Rohan or something. I don't know. Something thematic.
Yeah.
Rerolling wounds versus Rohan.
Yeah. Don't get knocked over. A 4+ was their.
No! Whoa!
That was their battle company special.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Death to the Strawhead.
Boo! That episode is over.
That's it.
And it only lasted 1 hour 18.
That's pretty good.
That's not too bad.
Considering we haven't done it for a year.
We've not done it for a while. I think we did okay. We're gonna admit we were pretty worried because we started filming this and we got through our intro and everything.
Yeah, I kind of want you to press stop really quickly because last time after we recorded it came up cannot record.
So just
out of the blue.
Inexplicably, which was very, very worrying. So we had to redo all of our intro. We chatted about 5 minutes, weren't we? So I'm glad that we made it through this video. It's great to see you again, Tony.
And you, James.
Yeah, really, really good to catch up. I guess we should encourage everybody to put the questions they would like to have answered in the comments, because that's how Speak Friendly Question works.
Yeah.
And when we get around to doing it again, which hopefully we won't leave it as long.
No, not a year again.
No.
We won't see you at the end of 2019.
We'll try
for the next episode.
We'll try and get back together again. It would be nice to sort of review the armies because I know that you love the
Florian list. Oh, quick, go press stop. It says red for battle.
Okay, we're gonna go.
Don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Support your hobby.
And support your Hobbit host by checking the links in the video description below.
And happy
strategy battle gaming!
Now go quickly.